Welcome back to our Force Unleashed lore play series. Last week we rescued Bail Organa, and he tells us that in order to rally more systems to the rebellion, we need to prove the Empire is vulnerable. Vader tells us there's a shipyard on Raxus Prime that would be the perfect target, a place where we could destroy a Star Destroyer, one of the greatest symbols of Imperial might and fear. Proxy claims to hate being Vader, and Galen suspects Vader hates being himself too. I just like that line. Juno does some eavesdropping and realizes that we are still loyal to Vader, and she's not crazy about that, but she's willing to continue working with us. So off we go to Raxus Prime, a planet we've already seen because it's cheaper to make a game that way. Similar to our second visit to Felucia, we have to fight the original enemies of the planet along with stormtroopers. By the way, can I just point out it doesn't make a lot of sense to me that the Empire is using Raxus Prime as a shipyard? It implies they're using junk to build their capital ships. That doesn't sound very Imperial to me, but who am I to judge? Maybe the Empire is deciding to go green and get into recycling. There isn't really a whole lot to talk about lore-wise since we've seen this planet and its enemies. So why don't we talk about video games and the juxtaposition of doing all these amazing things with the Force and a lightsaber, but the second I have to start platforming, my skills fall apart. Like one lone survivor hiding and watching my complete inability to do this would probably be way less afraid of me. Anyway, this is the dropship we've been trying to reach so it can take us up towards the facility. It's full of purge troopers, stormtroopers, scout troopers, and ATSTs. Isn't it a little odd that the ATSTs are the enemies I worry about the least? I can take them down no problem, but being swarmed by purge troopers can be really rough stuff. Once we beat everyone there, the ship comes down to pick us up and take us to another tractor beam, just like on Kashyyyk. By disabling the beam, the alignment of the facility could falter. So yeah, we do that and get to the top of the facility to face the first boss of this stage, Proxy. Come on, man, now? Yeah, I get it, catch me off guard, but I rip him to pieces. Until he brings out the Darth Maul program, which is pretty cool. I like the idea of Proxy a lot. He's kinda similar to a canon idea from the Obi-Wan and Anakin comic, especially this Maul fight. Also, again, this is Sam Witwer fighting Sam Witwer if you think about it. Galen and Maul, two characters voiced by Sam Witwer duking it out again. Once we defeat Maul Proxy, we are finally on the roof, and we need to overload 4 railgun tracks. These were meant to project ore into space where it could be used to build Star Destroyers. Well, when we overload them all, they fire a little bit faster and just obliterate the shipyard. But one Star Destroyer comes to face us along with its TIE fighters, and let me tell you, this level was such a pain. It took me about 30 minutes to bring this thing down. I wasn't dying, I just wasn't quite getting it, and taking out those TIEs was awful. I mean, why do we have to perfectly align the Star Destroyer before pulling it down into the ground? Why can't I just shove it into the canyon no matter what direction it's facing? This is one of those moments that people criticize this game for making Galen Marek too overpowered. While I agree he's way too strong, this isn't the moment that makes me think that. Ram Koda seems to think Galen can do it no problem, like this is a common occurrence for Jedi. The idea is just that this is a game and it wants to put very cool and interesting situations into your hands. In that regard, the game succeeds. I'll talk about why I really think Starkiller is overpowered on the next level. But for now, we recover Proxy, whose primary programming has been damaged in all the chaos, meaning he's no longer bound to kill us, so that's nice. Next week, we'll rally our rebellion and take the fight to the Empire. If you want to watch this series from the start, check out this playlist here. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.